All right, guys, it's time for phonics. And remember that phonics is when we learn how to read. This week, we are moving right along with our long vowels. We are going to work on long I vowel teams this week. So we've done a bunch of long vowel teams. Now we're moving on to I. So when we are working on a long vowel, that means the vowel is going to say its name. So think about what I's name is. That was kind of a trick question. Long I's name is I. So the sound I will be making this week is I. So we can see here that I is going to make the I sound. IE is going to make the I sound. IGH, these three letters all put together are going to make the I sound. And then we have this one. And this is looking a little strange. Does this have an I in it? It doesn't, but very tricky. This little Y is going to go on the end of words and it's going to make the sound I. All right. So we're going to look at that in a little bit later. But for right now, we can see that this is a light. Say the word light. That's where we hear the I sound. And we can see that that is spelled IGH right here. Light, light. Very good. We have some new high frequency words this week. First one is again. Say again. Second one is country. Say country. Third one is round. Say round. Round like a sphere. And the last one is they. Say they. Very good. This week we're going to read it, spell it, read it. So you can go ahead and join me as I read it, spell it, read it, and then we'll move on to the next one. Ready? Go. Again. 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 Country. 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 Round. 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 They. 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 Very good. All right, moving on, we can see our freeze card for this week. And our freeze card's reminding us different ways to spell that sound we were working on, showing us pictures to remind us of words that are using that sound. So let's go ahead and say them together. Pie. And we can see pie right here is spelled with I-E. Pie. Child. Go ahead and say child. And we can see child is spelled with just an I. Child. Fly. That is that tricky little Y on the end there. Fly, making fly. He's making the I sound at the end. Fly. And here we have a night. And night is using I-G-H-I. Night. Very good. Night. Now over here we have our sound spelling card. And this would be up on our board, up above our whiteboard. And this is reminding us all the ways, not just the ways we're learning this week, all the ways that we can spell the long I sound, I. And we can remember that this card does this because it has a picture of a pie. And we hear the I sound in there, pie. Now we can see on the bottom of the card, it will always show us every single way to make that sound. We have already learned this one, I blank E. That's our sneaky silent E there at the end. So this week we're learning all the other ones. The first one is I, all by himself says I. Here we see that Y that I was talking about a little bit ago. Now we see this little tiny line in front of that Y. Remember that means that it has to have letters in front of it. So if a Y is at the beginning of a word, it's going to make its normal sound. If it's at the end of a word, the very end of a word, it can say I. Okay, it can say I. So we have to have some letters in front of it. Then we have IGH. When GH are right next to I, it helps him say his name, I. And then we have IE, like in pie. IE says I. Very good. All right, let's move on. Let's look at our words for this week. Long I, spelled I, I-E, I-G-H, and Y. But remember that Y comes at the end. Now, you'll notice that I've already done some of that noticing for you. So I have these written in red, and they are red in the words so that you can remember, oh yeah, when I see it in red, okay, I'm going to read those with the I sound, okay, so that we can practice the right way today. All right, and then down in our high frequency words, I have those in blue. So let's begin. We are going to say all the sounds, stretch it out, and then read the word. Go ahead. I'm going to put on my pointer so you can kind of see. All right, here we go. Find, find, find. Here we see an H brother as what I'm noticing, so that's going to make one sound together. Child, child, child. Mild, mild, mild. Kind, kind, kind. Mind, mind, mind. Now we're moving on to our IE. Remember, we were seeing here that's in red, it's going to say the I sound. I, tie, tie. Eyes, pies, pies. I, lie, lie. Eyes, flies, flies. I, pie, pie. Now we're going to move on to our IGH. Remember our IGH, when all those three letters are right next to each other, they are saying the I sound. Let's go ahead and sound them out and blend them. I, hi, hi. Bright, bright, bright. Might, might, might. Sigh, sigh, sigh. All right, now let's blend those words with that Y at the end and watch what sound do you think it's going to make? You're right, it's going to say I. Let's read them. I, sky, sky. I, why, why. I, cry, cry. I, buy, buy. I, my, my. Very good. All right, all we have left is our 2 sentences to read. So first we're going to go through, we're going to sound out those words nice and slow. We'll go back, we'll read it like a robot, getting more comfortable with that sentence. Then we'll go back, we'll read it with expression. All right, let's do that. Let's blend all these words nice and slow. I, why. This is a high frequency word. R, I, my. Eyes, pies. Why are my pies? This is a high frequency word this week. This word is round. Let's read it like a robot, nice and slow. Why are my pies round? Very good. Now, let's not read like a robot anymore. Now that we know it, let's read with expression. Here we go. Why are my pies round? Very good. Remember, I forgot to remind you before we read it that there's a question mark at the end. When we see that question mark at the end, we have to bring up that ending. So let's try it one more time all together with expression, noticing that question mark at the end. Why are my pies round? Great job. All right, let's read our last sentence together. Well, first, let's sound them out. I, my. Now, whoa, we are going a little tricky word here. We see EA. EA makes the E sound. That's a long E vowel team. Vowel team. What's the word? Team. Team. All right. My team. Might. Might. I. try. And here is a high frequency word this week, again. All right, let's read it. Read it like a robot. My team might try again. Very good. Let's read with the expression. My team might try again. Let's read it one more time with expression. My team might try again. Great job. All right, you guys, that is our phonics lesson for today. Remember that we're working on long I vowel teams spelled I, IE, IGH, and Y.